up until like April of this year, it was like 90% women coming to these shows, which weren't always for the right reasons. And they got there and maybe they didn't like my comedy and they go, well, maybe I wasn't a fan for the right reason, which is fine. I appreciate the immediate support, but like I'm a comedian more than anything else.
What's up, everyone? It's Chicks in the Office with Rianne Fran, giving you that Friday energy on a Wednesday. Hopefully everyone is having an amazing start to their week. Now we're midweek, so maybe you had a bad start to your week and now you're having a good midweek. But anyways, how's everybody doing in this room? I'm opposite of what I usually am, which is freezing. I'm sweating because now it's about the temperature is evening out in the office.
It is a little bit now, yeah. Well, what is happening is exactly what we expected to happen. That in the cold months, we are going to be warm in here, and in the warm months, we're going
to be cold. So crop tops coming soon.
Yeah.
Right now, I'm in a jacket. But how are you doing?
Great.
Yeah.
I'm excited
Chilling
for the rest of the week.
Same. It's like a lull
the
right
big
now,
stuff the big stuff are really are coming up. I'm really excited for Chicago. I've had a calm week, like Monday night, just really run-of-the-mill errands kind of night.
Mm-hmm.
Laundry.
The usual.
Made dinner, cleaned the kitchen, cleaned the bedroom, folded some laundry, watched Monday Night Football, went to bed.
That sounds like a productive Monday.
Yeah, it was pretty productive.
I wish I did any of that. I saved all my cleaning for tomorrow,
well,
which I'm upset, and my washer is broken.
Yeah, you have an appliance breakdown.
And, oh my God, it couldn't break at the worst time.
Do you have a stacked washer dryer?
Yep, in unit.
In unit.
And the washer, something's up with it, and it's really detrimental to me right now because I need to wash all my undies. I need clean undies to go away in. And I have a ton, listen, I have a ton of undies. Don't think that I don't have undies.
You definitely have a shit ton.
But
if I know you, you're buying new underwear instead of washing underwear.
Well, no. That's old me. That is old me. I'm very clean.
Okay, but what about now that you can't wash them? Will you just?
I may have to go buy new ones now. But yeah, that was a couple years ago.
Yeah.
We were going somewhere, and I was like, oh fuck, I don't feel like washing my underwear. I'm gonna go buy new ones. That did happen for sure.
Yeah.
But now, no, I have so many undies, but
your
I
life
wash
changes
them.
when you had the in-unit washer dryer.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
That was when I did not have in unit.
Yeah.
So I'm just kind of like, frick. Like, what do I? You know what I mean? Like, what the fuck do I do?
Believe me, I feel you. When my freezer broke, it just changed.
Yeah, and
it altered my entire day.
Yeah,
day-to-day life.
And not even just my undies, like my big comfy t-shirts. All of my outfits that I want to wear are clean and ready to go. But like my cozies.
Yeah, and there's something about even if like you don't need any of the clothes that you're washing, just like having all that done before you leave for a trip.
I have
like
to
just
get
like
it
the
all
laundry
done.
being done and clean, and when you come home, everything is like nice and put away and organized.
And on top of that, I need to get a fucking pedicure because oh my God, my toes are the crustiest they've been in a little bit.
I actually need to go too. That's a very good reminder.
Yeah, they're fucking crusty. Ugh. Like, oh my God, I need a scrub-a-dub-dub on those babies.
Yeah.
You know? You neglect them when it starts to get a little chilly. You're not wearing sandals. And then you get a glimpse.
Yeah.
And you go, whoop! Do you shave your big toe?
All the time.
Same. Like, I have to. Have to shave my big.
I would say like maybe once. I'd say probably once a month.
You shave your big toe?
Yeah. It's just because I think probably once a month is when I look down and go, oh God.
Right. Like, no, yeah. You're like, oh my, holy shit.
Yes.
That's what it is.
Because I don't notice until like, but when you're going to shave around your ankle and you get close and you get a good look at that big toe and you're like, when did that get there?
Right, and there's like a long black hair or a couple of them.
And you never see the in-between stages.
Never.
You never see like, you either have nothing or it's disgustingly long.
Right,
like the in-between stage you never see.
Mm-hmm. I'm always like a little bit impressed, you know? Like
that
when I
feel you on
see
that.
how long it is, I'm like, hate to see you go, but love to watch you leave.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like
it's a satisfying shave too.
Yeah,
when
you're
you have
like
that long hair.
Shit, I can do that. I can grow a hair that long on my big toe. That's a powerful big toe, but that needs to go at the same time. Do you think that there's a lot of, and this is something I was actually thinking about yesterday because I got a massage yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
I treated myself after I was sick. I said, you know what? You need to be fucking ready to go for the Chicago show.
True.
You need to be ready for this trip. Get a massage.
I saw a TikTok that I almost sent to you, but it seemed like maybe a gimmick. Like, was targeted to me, but I almost felt like it was targeted to me to send to you.
Yeah.
And it was like a neck massager.
I have one.
Yeah, but that moves on its own.
Yeah, I have one.
Maybe it's the exact same one then.
Maybe. Marty got it for me.
Yeah.
Because he knows I love my neck rub.
Yeah.
So, but here's the thing. He rubs my neck for me.
Well, I'll
all
be
the
honest. I
time.
had that thought. Like I saw and I saw when I saw it, I was like, oh, I'll send this to Rhea. And then in my mind, I was like, she probably would never actually use this.
No, so he got it for me, and like I have used it, but he's always offering up rubs and tickles and stuff, and there's nothing better than his own hands. Sorry, you know.
Yep.
I'm sorry. I had to say it, and
No,
so
you're right.
so I got a professional massage yesterday, and the way that she pulled on my big toe felt like she
Did it crack?
Yeah, like it
Like
felt,
when you get it.
yeah, it just felt like my whole body went
Oh, that's nice.
like it was like everything was
You're
trapped
holding a lot of tension in your
in
big
my
toe.
big toe. Like it
Maybe
literally
you were.
no,
Just-
it felt
yeah,
like the
sweet release.
entire weight of the world was in my big toe when she pulled it. And when she pulled it and massaged it, I ascended into heaven.
Have you ever been afraid to do that for somebody else? Joe sometimes asks me to
No.
crack his toes, and like I just feel like I'm pulling so hard that I'm like, I don't like.
There's just
I don't know
something
something
so
about it, but it is satisfying when it happens.
And it just felt like, you know that song, Eminem song, it feels like the world's on my shoulders. It felt like, everyone's
I don't know the song.
leaning on me. You know, Haley's song.
Oh, Haley's song.
Oh,
That's
Honestly,
the name of the song.
Yeah.
I mean, I know
I
that
wasn't
he
singing
has
it
a
well.
song. I probably have listened to like 4 Eminem songs in my entire life.
Oh my God! I am like I'm like a closet Eminem fan.
I was a huge Eminem fan growing up.
Lose Yourself.
I'm not afraid to be an Eminem fan. I just feel like I've never talked about how much I really love.
The one with Rihanna.
Love the way you lie.
Can I say?
That's a more recent one.
I don't think I can name like any more.
You know what's sickening? You know what's
The real
really
Slim
sickening?
Shady?
The real stuff. Yeah, I mean like the old ones.
I know all the words to
Without Me.
to Kim,
Oh.
the really dark one where
Isn't that where the one he says he wants to kill her?
Yeah, I know all the words to that song because in high school, me and my friend discovered it,
Yeah.
and we just memorized every word. And now it's something like my sister will bring up to me time and time again and be like, "You know, like it's kind of strange that you know every word to the song." I'm like, "Yeah," and then if you really need to like get some anger out, or you're in the gym and you're like, "I need to focus."
Kim.
It's dark. I also love a lot of his songs are like stories.
Yeah.
You know
yeah,
what I
yeah,
mean?
yeah,
So
yeah.
I love following along
Stan.
with Stan, yeah, but I love following along with the story. Some of them can get really dark though. But yeah, so the song, Haley's song, Weight on My Shoulders, feel like everyone's leaning on me.
Yeah.
All released
All
with
with your big
a
toe.
pull of my fucking big toe. I was like, I almost moaned.
That's
like
nice.
I was like, whoa. I told her after, I was like, that thing you do with my big toe.
Wow.
Whoa. You got some skill, lady. The way you handled
the way you pulled my toe.
Yeah, the way you handled my big toe. Whoa.
Was it just big toes?
My big toe. That wasn't
Was
the
it
whole
just one big
massage.
toe?
No, I know.
It was
Yeah, that's
Both-
also a good question. Noah, did
You're
she
talking
crack?
it's as if it was
Did
only
she
one
pull
big toe.
both big toes?
she pulled both.
Okay.
But one of them
One
felt
particularly.
one felt especially
satisfying.
good. Really satisfying. And I literally was like, this is a feeling like crazy. Like my body feels like everything. And I meant to ask her like, do we store a lot in our big toes? You know, like I need to do that research because
I also feel like now we're just saying big toe weird. Like we're like big toe, in my big toe,
it's like
big toe.
Moody's point.
Yeah.
I'm literally gonna be the mom like missing my toe. Moody, my masseuse is running away with my
but
big
who
toe
loses the big
she
toe
pulled
in
it so
Moody?
hard.
Isn't it the dad?
Oh right, the mom's just in a hot air balloon.
She's in air. She's gone. She's floating in a hot
Yeah.
air balloon. Gone.
toe. Moody's point.
I feel like it's her dad that loses his big toe.
Wait. It's like, where's the toe? Do you mean this toe?
Yeah.
No, I don't know who loses the toe
There's some weird shit.
in
It really explains the way that we are. I did see a TikTok the other day that made me think that too. And it comes back to us talking about like the old video games that we were playing and stuff. But like the old, and you brought it up too with weird, you post on your story about like the Andy Milonakis like videos and stuff. Specifically the content, like kids these days are watching like makeup tutorials by 12-year-olds. And we were on YouTube watching like the most random shit. And it all shaped our really weird humor. Like we're watching Marcel the Shell. We're watching fucking. The TikTok I saw was of the fucking unicorn.
which one?
God, what was the name?
I'm blanking.
The unicorn. God, what was the unicorn name? And then also like. I'm just trying, like, shoes. You know that one?
Yeah, shoes.
That guy.
Let's get some shoes.
Let's get some shoes.
Yeah, and he's like, like it has that
Charlie
weird
the
music.
Unicorn.
Yeah.
Like watching weird shit online.
These shoes rule.
Yes.
These shoes suck. These shoes rule. These shoes suck. It's like, why does that have millions and millions?
Quite literally the weirdest shit
Or
that we all watch.
The duck went down to the lemonade stand and he said to the man running the stand, "Hey, got any grapes?" Like, who the fuck came up with that? Wait, but you mentioned the
Charlie the Unicorn was also so fucking weird. Why did we watch all
everything
this
was
shit?
so weird. Okay, so you saw how I posted on my story about the Andy Milonakis thing, right? Bear with me because I'm going to try and explain something, and I brought it up the other day, and my sister was like, "Don't talk about that because you're not explaining it well." But now that you brought it up, I'm gonna try and explain.
I gave you the opening.
You gave me the opening. You did, and I
opened the door.
I wasn't gonna bring it up, and now we're here.
Yep.
So I have talked about my fear of like Paula Abdul and That's So Raven when she's dressed as the janitor, right? And that scared me as a kid because it wasn't the Paula Abdul I know.
Right.
And all of a sudden she was in a different universe in That's So Raven as the janitor. It didn't sit well with me. It freaked me out. Okay.
Yep.
So I was texting my sister about John Stamos and all these interviews he's doing. He's doing a ton of interviews. He's came out with a book. And I was like, I don't want to assume anything, right? Because you really never know what somebody's going through or what's going on. But if you were to look at the videos of John Stamos on TikTok and then read what everyone's saying, like people are like, what's going on with John Stamos in all these videos? Like he's just, I don't know. Look for yourself. I don't want to make assumptions because I feel rude doing that.
I haven't seen any clips. The only clip I've seen is him talking about Mary-Kate and Ashley.
Yeah, and I just feel like people are just saying he just feels like a little bit all over the place and he's very like all this energy or whatever. So I was texting my sister. I'm like, have you watched any of these videos with John Stamos? Because I saw he did something with Bert Kreischer. And she wrote back to me in capital letters, John Stamos has rabies.
Oh.
And
Call back.
I was like, wait. Why does this sound so familiar? And this is when I was alone and sick and had a high fever and anything could scare me at this point.
You had nothing but time.
And nothing but time. And I looked up John Stamos has rabies on Google and this skit came up and the picture of John Stamos with the fucking rabies came up and I was so scared. I screamed. I was so scared. It brought back all of these feelings of being a young kid, being obsessed with Full House and having older siblings who were watching Andy Milonakis and having them talk about the John Stamos has rabies and showing me those videos while I'm younger going, no, it's Uncle Jesse. Like I didn't want to see that. And I call.
Don't ruin Uncle Jesse.
Right. I call my sister and I'm like, I'm so scared. And she's like cracking up. She was like, this is happening. This is what happened when you were younger because you loved Full House so much. And as I'm explaining to her why these things freak me out, because it's not the Uncle Jesse I know.
Right. It's just taking a person you are familiar with, character that you're familiar with, and putting them in a different environment.
Putting them in a different environment. And as I'm explaining this to her, I'm about to give the example of when in Friends, there's a Russ who looks like Ross.
Yes.
And I'm like, that episode always freaks me out. I had not been paying attention to my TV. I look up.
There's Russ.
There's Russ on my fucking screen because I was playing Friends, but like on my phone. So I just didn't even realize what episode was on the TV. Russ is on my screen. I'm like, oh my God. Like I need to unlock these memories and get rid of them and stop being afraid of people as other people in different universes. Like, it's okay.
Yeah.
They're actors. My sister
They should take other roles.
My sister was like,
they have to keep their career going.
She was like, they're actors, Maria.
They can't just be one thing forever.
I was like, the attachment that I have to these characters as certain things is not good, and it shouldn't scare me.
I get that though.
It's a childhood thing.
Yeah, it is. Yeah,
it's like
that's something that probably could be unpacked for deeper reasons.
Right.
But.
It's like, they say that people who love rewatching shows, they have a fear of the unknown. Or we just all love rewatching shows.
Yeah,
it's a comfort thing.
Could be a little bit of both.
Could be. Who knows? But yeah. And that all leads back to my big toe. That's all of those childhood memories.
Yep.
Were stored in my big toe.
Stored in that big toe.
And were released yesterday.
Moody.
Where's the toe? You have the toe? All right. Big week, like we said. Chicago, we're coming for you. Don't forget your sign, Chicago. We haven't made that point.
Yes, please get your signs ready to go.
Because you have a lot to live up to. Because Charlotte had some of the best signs.
Charlotte crushed it.
If not the best signs we have ever seen.
I think I agree.
Like creative, so much effort.
Yeah.
Like,
so many of you are artistes. True artistes.
So many. So make sure you do, bring those signs.
Yeah.
And we're looking forward to that.
I am excited.
Can we talk about what we're doing in LA? Like not the event, whatever, but the other thing, like we're going to something really cool that's like a bucket list for you?
I'm not ready to reveal it yet.
Okay. Sorry.
I want to talk about it. I do want to talk about it because it is something I am extremely excited for. And like you said, it is a bucket list thing. People will probably guess just from that, but...
Okay. We'll hold on to it.
Yeah. Yeah. I feel like it deserves a big reveal.
Okay. Fair enough.
Whoa.
You okay over there, Noah?
Yep.
Equipment's all intact?
All intact.
Good.
Tact?
Tact. All intact. TACT, tact. When things are held together. As you can tell, there's not a lot of topics on today's episode.
No, we have some groundbreaking topics.
So that's why I talked about my big toe for so long.
No, but that took us on a nice little journey. I thought.
Did it?
Yeah.
I bet people will. Somebody out there could relate to what I was talking about. And if I could just relate to one person, then I've done my job today.
Isn't that beautiful?
It is. All right, let's get into the big topics.
We do have a great guest, though.
We do have a great guest.
Great
guest. Oh, God. We're putting him on the episode where I just talked about my big toe for so long. Yeah. What if we're going to bring in new viewers? They're going to go, this is what these girls talk about?
They'll skip it.
But people hear it, but Matt Rife said, can't listen to people on the internet.
That is true. That's you know what? It all comes full circle.
Yeah.
So yes, we have a great interview with Matt Rife. He was so nice, so much fun, and we had a great time with him. So you can look forward to that at the end of the episode if you want to skip through all the topics, because we are going to be talking about did Harry Styles shave his head or not?
Yeah. Gasp.
My God, I think I felt my big toe be released there. And the CFDA Awards, Fashion Awards, and Kim Kardashian went to Odell Beckham Jr.'s birthday bash.
Yeah, it was a big night in NYC.
It was. All the big stars came out to play.
Stars were out.
Yeah, so let's get into it. I realized my mic was way higher than it should have been that entire time. Like, I was reaching like this. Like, I just moved it down, but it was like up here. Whatever.
You were good. I feel like you were looking at me from a good angle.
Okay. All right, let's get into the topics. Why don't we? Holiday season is approaching, but it's okay if you don't get all your holiday shopping done as early as you would hope, because Way is making it easy to give way better gifts this holiday season. Their hair and body products are specifically designed to customize a routine that works for you and personalize a gift for everyone on your list. I am obsessed with all of Way's products. I have been using Way for years and years now on my hair. The leave-in conditioner is a holy grail product of mine that I use every single time I wash my hair. I spray it in after dry. I also love the Way body scrubs, the creams. They make you smell delicious and they make your body feel really, really good as well. They also have the detox shampoo, which cleanses product buildup. So if you're someone who, like me, likes to slick back their hair every once in a while, put in some, hairspray or mousse, the detox shampoo cleansing product buildup is perfect to get rid of all of that. The hard water deposits the dirt, oil, and other impurities. It's safe for all hair types, and including color-treated or keratin-treated hair and Brazilian blowouts. 'Tis the season to get Way and save. Save 15% off site-wide when you give the gift of Way. Get on your way for the holiday season. Go to theway.com. That's THEOUAI.com for 15% off site-wide and enter promo code CHICKS. That's THEOUAI.com for 15% off with code CHICKS. Guys, Way has been in my lineup for years now, and I will never stop using it. I love Way so much. So try out the products. It's theway.com for 15% off using code CHICKS. Did Harry Styles or did he not shave his head?
Dun. I would like some FBI. Could you find me like a SVU Law and Order type sound to intro this topic?
So it's playing right now.
Yes, in the background of us. It's playing as we are
talking. So it's
talking.
currently playing.
Because we have a mystery to solve.
Did
Mystery
Harry
Inc.
Styles,
Shaggy.
Did Harry Styles?
Can you shave your head if you're already bald? That's the question.
Wow.
Wait, what? He's not bald.
No, but remember that's like a
No,
huge
that's
rumor on the internet that he's bald.
Hair transplant.
But he has the hair. Even if he has a hair transplant, he has the hair.
But no, I thought it was like people were saying.
Like he wears a toupee?
Yeah, because there were times when there was wind and you would see his hair kind of like flow back.
People think Harry Styles. You thought Harry Styles wears a toupee?
Yeah,
he's richer than to wear a toupee.
No, you're going straight hair transplant.
Yeah,
for
if you're
sure.
Harry Styles,
you're skipping over the wig.
He
would
was just get a hair transplant.
You gotta get that.
The thing is, the hair transplant, like someone could just come to his home and do it. He doesn't have to go anywhere. He's Harry Styles.
But you have to get that when you still have a good amount of hair. What if he was already like too far gone?
Harry Styles has a full head of hair. Who knows now if he shaved
there's
it.
Plenty of hair. Now, see, but this is the question: did he shave his head? Because
did he?
We have is this very grainy photo. It looks like it was sent. Was it sent to Dumois?
Yes.
Yes. And somebody wrote, Harry Styles appeared to be missing something at the U2 concert at Sphere in Las Vegas this past Wednesday. His long, luscious locks. We can confirm with 100% certainty that he is now sporting a buzz cut. We have photo evidence that we don't have permission to share at this time. Don't worry though, he still looks fire. And then there was a very grainy photo where it does look like the side looks buzzed, but there's shadows coming into play. Like if somebody's standing behind him and that looks like there's hair on top of his head, is it all buzzed? Is there some on the top that's left? But boy, the people are freaking out.
Do we think he would make such a sudden move like this?
That'd be pretty sick. It'd be like David Beckham, you know?
Yeah, maybe.
I don't know if he would do that. I feel like his hair plays a huge role into his rock starness.
But it would be pretty rock star
and
to just shave your head.
There's also people there was also somebody going viral claiming that they sent in the buzz cut message to Dumois and that they didn't think it would get this far and they were just bored. But then Dumois retweeted it and said, this is also false. This is not the picture that was sent. He's not even looking in the same direction in these pictures. He was wearing some sort of crossbody bag at the U2 concert.
So now
but it's like the Harry Styles, anytime Dumois does this, it just gets the fans so riled up because she shares the information and then it's like, oh, but I can't share all of it. Mm-hmm. So it's like they just attack her.
But why can't you share all the information about
that's what I'm
shaving
saying.
his
It's
head?
like you can't.
Tell us.
I know.
Yes or no?
Someone was like, I'm not just finding
shaking
it odd
her down.
That you
tell us if Harry Styles shaved his head.
Picture. You have spread rumors and crossed boundaries before, but Harry Styles' haircut is where you draw the line.
I've seen so many Photoshops now of just people posting pictures of Harry Styles bald. And until you see it on the real person, you won't really know. Photoshop, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Who knows with Photoshop?
Yeah, it's
Has
just
he ever had
people
a buzz
just
cut?
react to
Not from what I've seen. I feel like he's always had that curly head of hair.
Dunkirk-y, like kind of shape.
Oh, I love when
cut his
and,
hair
and,
short.
And Don't Worry, Darling, it's like a short little cut.
Yeah.
I like that.
I mean,
I like it.
honestly, like people are so unhinged on Twitter that it just kills me sometimes. Thinking about when Harry cut his hair for Dunkirk, I cried
What?
and sent my friend 100+ pictures at 3 a.m. I'm just reading tweets.
But do you remember when Justin Bieber cut his swoop and people
Yeah.
lost
Yeah.
their damn minds? And he looks arguably way better without the swoop, the original
just
Justin Bieber cut.
the hair of
but
the
that
time.
was like right.
Oh,
that
that's
was his
actually
claim
it's
to
the
fame.
same. This person tweeted, "This hairstyle's buzzcut drama on my timeline is taking me back to the absolute drama of Justin Bieber's haircut in 2010."
When he cut his
Yeah.
hair, people were like, "We lost him."
Yeah, that is true.
Like the kid we once knew
Yeah.
is becoming an adult, and we have a problem with it.
I'm gonna need to know. I just maybe it's for a project. Maybe he's working on something.
Maybe his girlfriend likes his hair shorter.
Yeah.
Hey,
I can't judge until
be
I see.
free.
I can't judge until I see a real picture. You know.
Yeah, that's what I said. I can't judge a photoshopped bald Harry Styles. I
Yeah.
need to see
Is
Harry
this real?
Styles.
It's blurry. We can't tell.
And if he shaves his head, maybe he knows it's gonna. Maybe he's like, "Listen, guys, it's my proof that I'm not bald. You're gonna see this thing grow fully back soon."
Right.
Or
Right.
he's prepping
Or
for the
it's-
transplant.
Right.
Or
yeah.
he's just like
or it's
embracing it.
yeah. Yep.
There's so many different angles we
So
can go.
many options.
Or he just is like, man, like
Anytime
I
you
just
shave
wanna,
your head though, when it starts to grow back, you can really see like
yeah.
you'll we'll really be able to see like the hairline.
Yeah. Or like, maybe he had such a hard tour and he's like, oh God, I just want to, how he says,
1989, Voltrax made him shave his head.
and you know how he says he loves taking a shower after the show to wash the show off him? Maybe he's like, I need to just wash this fucking
just-
tour off me.
yeah.
I've been touring for years now. I just need a clean
right, just
start.
wanted a big change, but everybody's losing their shit if he cut his hair or not.
I feel like we need that Timothy Chalamet lady to be like, take a breath,
Yeah.
log off social media.
Yeah.
Yep.
Everybody, it's gonna be okay.
We'll be able to see for real what happened.
Moving on to the CFDA Awards, where Harry Styles was not seen with a buzz cut, unfortunately. We just got great dresses, outfits for the night. I think everyone.
I love the CFDA.
Everyone
fashion.
can appreciate seeing fashion in its own form and take on its own form in whoever you are. And if you are Kim Kardashian, please, for the love of God, figure it out. Figure it
Rhea's
out.
so out on Kim's looks these days.
The pink dress with the black gloves.
Yeah, I didn't like that either.
I liked her black dress, the after one.
Right, because that was something else. Also, the hot pink dress, didn't really fit her. Right.
I wasn't even focused.
I'm a stickler for good tailoring.
Yeah, it's just the pink with the black.
Also, we're just like, she's back wearing Balenciaga like all the time.
She doesn't give a fuck.
That's just happening.
I want her to like change it up. I don't know. I don't know. I'm just never the biggest fan of her style. She's always beautiful. That's, that goes without saying. But I'm just never totally in love with her looks. Vanessa Hudgens, loved. I loved Vanessa Hudgens' dress and her gloves. I loved it. I thought she looked fabulous. Madeline Klein, people are raving about the dress Madeline Klein is wearing.
I think this is Madeline's best look ever.
Dress
I posted it
wise,
on my story. I mean, the dress is just stunning.
It's a major moment.
Oscar
for
de la
Madeline.
Renta, stunning dress, fits her like a glove, like perfect. Oh, love it. Absolutely love it. I also really liked Lola Tung wore a Balmain like bedazzled, but it had like kind of like fake little hip inserts, and I thought it was just really cool and something that I've never really seen her wear something like that before.
Yeah.
It's like something like the CFDAs you can break out of your normal wear something fun, different.
Yeah, I do
high
love
fashion.
I love when people break out and wear something a little bit different than they usually would.
Yeah.
I think that is, why you get invited to these things, right? Like, do something a little bit outside the box. Kim Kardashian always wears the same kind of style.
And she's been doing the same hair a lot as well.
Yeah, I just I'm really stuck on the pink with the hot pink with the black gloves, and
yeah, people love the hot pink and black.
they do, and I guess that's just not for me.
Yeah,
People probably disagree with
I'm
me.
trying
and
to
that's
think
okay.
of like what. I feel like there's been like big pop culture moments like the hot pink and the black.
I just feel like it was big when we were younger, hot pink and black together.
Yeah. Chase Stokes was there as well, where he was wearing like a cool blue suit. I love that like Madeline and Kelsey Ballerini seem like they get along, or not. I mean, nobody needs to be the best of friends, but like they'll comment on
They
each other's.
respect each other.
Yeah, they comment on each other's Instagram sometimes, and like I'm like that's so nice.
And I think it's for both of them to know like they're gonna have to be around each other.
Yeah.
They're on a show. Chase and Madeline, they play a couple on a show. They're gonna film.
a lot of mutual friends.
Mutual friends. They're gonna be around each other. Why not just respect each other?
Yeah.
And appreciate each other's arts.
Yeah, exactly. And not breaking news because I've said it a million times, but I still love seeing everything those two do.
Kelsey Ballerini,
Yeah,
Chase Stokes.
yeah.
I do too. And
Kelsey just had a big hometown show.
Yeah, and Chase is just so supportive of her, and I love to see it.
So supportive.
He's always in the crowd, smiling,
Singing
cheering
every
on,
word.
singing every word.
That's hard.
Love seeing them warmly embrace after the shows. I think they're so cute, and I think that Kelsey Ballerini deserves a great man like that in her life. I think they deserve each other. I think they're a great couple.
Yeah. Then there's just like, I don't know, some people show up to events and it seems like they don't just, if you're Gwyneth Paltrow, like, do you really need to, because you don't need to do anything, She's just like in a pretty basic black outfit. Anne Hathaway, always a style moment. She did like a denim top skirt vibe. Ralph Lauren, very cool.
Mm-hmm. Anne Hathaway's had some cool style lately.
She has. Whoever's working with her these days.
Is she still doing that movie that was based on Harry Styles, the fanfic?
Yeah. It's done. It's filmed with my guy from Red, White, and Royal Blue.
Right.
Nicholas Gazetine. That movie is, I believe that movie is completely filmed and done, and I don't know when it's coming out. The Idea of You. It is in post-production.
It's going to take a while for any of these, like just in general.
There is no set release time as of yet. But yeah, that movie was definitely made and is coming out for sure at some point. But Anne Hathaway's she's had a lot of good style moments. And then the CFDA party or event, there's an award. Serena Williams was honored. She looked great. Serena's got cool style, obviously. You have, whether you like the style or not, you got to respect when you're getting like the style icon of the year award, whatever,
Yeah, that means you are like you have your own style.
You're doing something. Yes,
you have your own style.
Exactly.
If you feel like it's hard to focus sometimes and you just need something to give you that energy all day long, then you need yourself a Proper Wild. One was just thrown at me right in my hand. I didn't catch it. It wasn't smooth, but here it is. A nice shot of Proper Wild. It's clean all day energy. This flavor is peach mango. This is one of our favorite flavors. It tastes delicious and it gives you that energy that you need all day long. Proper Wild uses organic caffeine stacked with L-theanine, which has clinically been shown to boost your energy, focus, productivity without the jitters or crash. No preservatives, no artificial sweeteners, no horrible chemicals, just a natural tasting energy shot with clean ingredients that work. If you're looking for that all day energy in the morning, if you're looking for that at night, this is where you need to turn to. Proper Wild, the clean all day energy shot that gives you the boost you need. Go to properwild.com/barstool to try Proper Wild for 30% off. Once again, go to properwild.com/barstool to try Proper Wild for 30% off.
And then it was Odell Beckham Jr.'s birthday party.
Big birthday bash
in New York.
He sent out I saw Justine Skye posted on her story. He sent, I don't know if it's invites or like favors to people, and the invitation was like wrong. Like he just worded it wrong. And she was like making fun of him on her story. Let me see. Yeah, he wrote, sis, thanks in advance for partying tonight. Here goes a little party favor for start the evening. And then she wrote for start the evening, LMFAO, like just roasting him on her story, which I thought was funny.
Yeah, I haven't really heard much about Kim and him. You know, there was rumors that they were seeing each other. She did attend the birthday party. She also attended his birthday party last year. She attended this birthday party.
Maybe they're just
CFDAs.
friends.
Right. Maybe they're
maybe they keep in
just friends.
contact and they're friends.
And she had like a outfit change. She wore like a very similar dress again, like black but more of a plunging.
Yeah,
open.
I liked that dress, but it was very we've seen it before.
Yeah, similar vibe. And I feel like that's got to be a Friends vibe.
Yeah.
Kim was saying on one of these last episodes of Kardashians too that she was like ready to maybe date somebody like age appropriate, like in their 40s.
I like that from her.
Yeah. I believe Odell turned 31.
Yeah. I can see that because I feel like Kim, becoming a lawyer and all that, like she wants somebody with a good head on their shoulders who isn't like a kid to her.
She needs a grown adult.
She needs a grown man.
Yeah.
So because Kim Kardashian is a boss and she's in charge. Like she needs someone who is going to treat her with
truly
respect.
All of them
and
do,
also,
to be honest. None of that. Like they all pick Kourtney's the only one that's got a guy taking care of her. Everybody else they just like pick guys
little
that
boys
just have to be
that act foolish.
And then they just weasel their way into the family forever.
Right, they're just there forever. The only one that I accept them being like really in the family is Scott.
Yeah.
Which Kourtney probably doesn't agree with, but like that one would be like do I think he deserves to be with Kourtney? No, because I don't think.
No, but it would be sad if he was.
But if he wasn't around, it would be sad.
You know what clip that always comes up on my TikTok that I watch the full thing every time it does is his fight with Corey Gamble. He's like, "You're gonna spank my daughter."
Oh yeah, yep. That was uncomfortable.
Extremely uncomfortable.
That one's an uncomfortable one. I love all the old ones like the Todd Cranes and all that. Those are classics.
Yeah. No,
but
definitely,
if he wasn't around, it would be sad. The other ones we could do without.
Yeah.
They can't. They're the father of their children.
So I just feel like all of them, even though Kylie and Timothy's still going strong.
Yeah, they are. They were at
Wall Street Journal.
At the Wall Street, and Kylie was given an award.
Something, right?
Yeah. And
I don't know what the official title of those were.
Kylie was given an award. They sat at the table with Martin Scorsese.
I love that, like, just picturing Kylie Jenner and Martin Scorsese at a table together.
Do you get Martin Scorsese's daughter's TikToks?
Yeah, I've done some of them.
Yeah.
Wait,
I see like
daughter.
all of them. His daughter,
See, I
Francesca.
thought that was his granddaughter.
No, that is his daughter.
So he had her pretty late.
That is correct. I think Martin Scorsese has like not many kids, but I think he has kids in a wide range of ages.
I do like that he's like fully into the TikToks with her. Like he's doing all the
No, it's so
dances.
sweet. That's what I'm saying.
You
She
just
does
never
every
see him like
idea that she does.
I mean,
it's very nice.
I think just
he's
from
80 years old.
watching him from Entourage, I think he has a good personality.
Yeah.
Like I
Right.
think that's why I see it because you would never expect him to be a part of a show like that. Like
Right.
he's like calling him Vince. Like he's
Yeah.
He has been married 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times.
impressive resume.
5 times. And his most recent wife, they were married in 1999, and I believe that they are still together.
Oh, okay. So it stuck.
Yeah, he had a lot of very short-lived marriages.
And then he
I
finished.
guess 20 years, like out
Like,
of
this
80,
one was-
Yeah,
still not that much.
he kind of
Yeah.
like dated.
First marriage was 5 years. Then we got 1
He
year.
married
3
every person he
years,
dated.
5 years.
He used,
Yeah.
Instead of just dating, he just married.
He just married
This is
people.
by far the longest. By far his longest
That'd be
marriage.
25 years. Congrats, Martin.
Yeah.
He has a daughter with his first wife, and that daughter must have been born between 1965 and
Isn't
1971.
that crazy? That daughter, now her stepsister, or like
Yeah,
half
and then
sister.
he has another daughter with Julia Cameron, and then his daughter Francesca, and they've been married for over 20 years. And I think that's it. Yeah, three kids.
Speaking of
three daughters.
Martin Scorsese,
But it's nice because Francesca posts like she's like, oh, my parents, like they're so cute together. I see those TikToks too. It's very sweet.
Have you been seeing any of this Robert De Niro versus ex-assistant stuff?
No.
Oh, there's like a big. He's going to. They're in trial, I think.
Against his ex-assistant?
Yeah, his ex-assistant is
Suing him
for $16.5 million over allegations of gender bias and workplace retaliation.
Oh, goodness.
Oh.
That's not good.
No.
But the more that I see online, there's a lot of people, like, a lot of it is kind of like, I don't know, like.
Well, I think we're gonna have to dive deeper into
Well,
that
yeah, I
right
feel
now.
like this feels like a topic we shouldn't comment on without actually reading about it.
Exactly.
Do not know. I've not seen one thing about
haven't
that.
seen that.
Yeah.
Oh, just heard about it right now.
Yeah. That's crazy.
Yeah.
But no, I think I see Francesca's TikToks all the time. And I think they're very sweet. How did we start talking about Martin Scorsese?
The Kylie Jenner and Timothy
Kylie
Chalamet.
Jenner. Yes. Right.
And they sat at the table with Martin Scorsese.
Yes.
All
Those
right.
are some. You can cherish those pictures forever.
Yeah.
Has Timothy made a Martin Scorsese movie yet?
He was in that commercial with he did a commercial with Martin Scorsese that actually just aired. I saw it online. It was very good. Remember, like when there was all those paparazzi of him running around New York City? That was a Martin Scorsese commercial.
Yeah. I could see him being like his next muse. You know, just like how Scorsese loves Leo. Like if that got passed down to him,
I'm
Timothy.
sure Leo probably bridged the gap, maybe. Like, because they're
yep. And he just has to follow Leo's advice.
Yeah. Don't do superhero
No
movies.
superhero movies.
And no hard drugs.
No
Hopefully
hard
Martin
drugs.
has a lot of movies left in him, you know.
Yeah, I hope so.
I would think so.
We just
Still
he's
making them.
old, you know.
Isn't the one that everybody was talking about that just came out? I'm shocked you didn't see that.
I actually have thought about going multiple times, and then every time I am, it's just like late.
That's Scorsese, right?
It is Scorsese.
Yeah.
Killers of the Flower Moon.
Killers of the Flower Moon. Yes.
It's 3.5 hours, so I'm just like, if it's at night and
Right.
I go, it's like
Wow,
over at
I am
midnight.
actually shocked you haven't gone to see it. That's
I'm
so
also,
unlike
I'm
you.
also shocked that I haven't seen it. There's actually a bunch. I want to see Priscilla. I want to see Killers of the Flower Moon. I want
Yeah.
to see Dumb Money. Like, there's a ton of movies. I don't know. We've been busy.
We have been busy, and I mean, obviously, I think when there isn't all the hype and press around these movies, you kind of forget like what's coming out. I mean, I saw people talking about the Scorsese movie because there was complaints of like, anytime a movie is super long, people are complaining about how long the movie is.
This one is like, I'm sure I'm gonna like it, but 3.5 hours is
a lot.
3.5
But I heard
hours
it's
is
really good.
long.
I heard it's really good.
Yeah.
I heard Robert De Niro and Leonardo DiCaprio are amazing. So
Yeah. I'm interested in seeing it too, but I don't know if I'm gonna go.
Yeah,
to the
that could be
theater.
that could be a couch.
Could be a home-
That could be
a home
one. to
I
rent,
I
to rent,
have a
yeah.
feeling that I'm gonna like Jacob Elordi better as Elvis. By the way,
Wow,
That's probably just
really?
in your head already because you are looking to put down Austin Butler.
no, I'm not. I just I've seen clips of him, and it just seems more subtle and less showy.
Well, I also think this isn't about him. This is about
No,
Priscilla.
it's not. But he still has to play him.
Right, exactly. But there's less to.
Yeah, and it's like a totally different vibe of the movie. You know,
He
Like
definitely
Baz
looks
Luhrmann-
less like him, but
Baz Luhrmann has such a different style. Like Baz Luhrmann's movies are those big, showy.
I know.
Like
Which I
Austin played that perfectly. For a Baz Luhrmann type movie. Coppola is like artsier and whatever. And real life Priscilla. Priscilla, I do not think liked this movie
No,
at all.
she did like
Wait,
it.
no,
it
she
was
was in the audience
No,
with
she did like it
Jacob
a lot.
Elordi,
It was
so-
Oh,
Lisa
really?
Marie before she passed away, who was not a fan of the movie.
Why did I feel like I saw something recently
It was
that she was not?
because it was
that
Lisa-
Priscilla was not happy.
thought
about
she
It was
it.
Lisa Marie, and maybe it was because they posted a picture with her standing next to Priscilla, saying that Lisa Marie was not a fan
I think
of the movie.
Priscilla
That's
was
fine.
at the premiere or
Yeah,
or,
no,
has seen the movie with the
Priscilla
cast.
thought that from what I've seen, I don't know her personally, but
Yeah,
from what I've
right.
seen, she really liked it. Lisa Marie was the one who was like, "Why are you trying to portray my dad in this light?" Like,
It is funny how just all of a sudden it feels like let's make a bunch of Elvis movies.
That's how it always goes, though. You know, like something comes
people
back.
get
There's like a
people get
new
inspired.
Yeah, who's
a
gonna be
new trend.
the next artist?
Oh yeah, I could not have been more wrong on that one.
Yes, it was Lisa Marie.
Yeah.
She
Yeah. There's a quote that Priscilla Presley says. Sophia Coppola's Priscilla, quote, "It's right on."
Yep.
Oh, she said, okay, now I know why. She was very concerned about it. But then once she saw it was like, it's
yeah,
right
but I
on.
think that you're maybe thinking like literally a couple days ago, a thing came out about
This quote said, "I was very concerned about this movie." Priscilla said, "I think it's right on, to be honest with you."
5 days ago, Lisa Marie Presley slammed Sofia Coppola's vengeful Priscilla script.
Okay, that's definitely what I saw.
Yeah.
But how did...
From the dead?
Well, every time they post it, I think it was, before she passed.
Yeah.
And every time they post it, they post a picture of her standing next to Priscilla.
Yeah.
So...
Makes sense.
Yes.
I definitely just confused the two in my mind, looking at the picture and reading the headline. And like Noah said,
what?
I could imagine reading that and being like, well, Priscilla would be the one giving interviews right now.
Yeah.
Yep.
But no, I do want to see that movie also, I will say.
Priscilla?
Yeah, Priscilla.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love, Sofia Coppola's great.
Yeah.
So.
Okie doke.
All right. That wraps up the topics.
This interview is brought to you by Coors Light. The holidays are full of get-togethers and celebrations, but in between all the excitement, it's important to pause and make time for little moments too. Like when the party's thinned out and you get to crack open a beer with a few good friends. Those are the moments that are made to chill. So take a second or two to chill this holiday season with Coors Light, the beer that's made to chill. Take a break from that holiday hustle. You know your beer is ready to drink when you see those blue mountains on the bottles, on the cans. That way you always know when it's time to chill. So when you need to hit reset, just open a Coors Light. The holidays are coming up, guys. We got Thanksgiving, Christmas. We're heading into the holiday season. It's busy. You got to take some time to relax and chill and enjoy a nice, crisp Coors Light. So make time to chill this holiday season and reach for the beer that's made to chill. Get Coors Light delivered straight to your door with Drizzly or Instacart by going to CoorsLight.com/chicks, and always celebrate responsibly from Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado.
All right, everyone, we are here with a very special guest. We are joined by comedian Matt Rife, whose Netflix special comes out November 15th. It's called Natural Selection. Thank you so much for joining us. We're happy to have you here.
Thanks for having me.
We're excited to have you in the office. Yeah, you have buddies on the couch.
This is so cute. Dude. I'm obsessed.
You can always tell a lot by our guests when they come in and they either know and love it or are terrified and are like, what the fuck is that?
I mean, yeah, he does. If you don't know what Harry Potter is, he does just look like foreskin wearing a shirt.
Yeah.
So
That is correct.
I feel like even if you don't know Harry Potter, though, because I only watched Harry Potter for the first time last year, we did like a whole rewatch. Yeah, it was a whole big thing.
Wow.
But both of them actually, and our producer.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
You
for
watched
the
all
first
the
time.
First time.
We did like a rewatch on our show that we went
gets
through every
dark,
single
right?
one. Yeah, it was just like, I feel like I missed out on the magic of it as a kid. You know, I think
can
watching
understand
it for the first time as an adult, you're like,
I can understand.
you know, you're like
Yeah.
reading too much into it.
I was
Yeah.
going
Too
to,
many questions,
I was
Noah
going
especially.
to midnight premieres for like the books. Like when the books would come out, I was at the bookstore at midnight.
Did you read all the books?
Yes.
Nerd.
Such a nerd.
Oh, no, I couldn't.
And
are
so
you-
it was very opposite. I was like, you guys at least have to watch the movies.
Are you one of those people that believes the book is better than the movie?
I mean, yeah, they are, but most books are better than all movies, I think.
Like, have you seen Twilight?
Oh, of course.
Yeah.
But assuming you didn't read the books.
No, of course not.
But
Who has the time?
Fran
That's
did.
crazy.
The
Yeah.
books are better than the movies. 'Cause
Yeah,
we just
yeah.
did a rewatch of all those movies too.
But you would
No,
not
the
have had the time to read all the books.
Harry
There's not a
Potter's
chance.
arguably
I
one
didn't,
of
but-
the better, like, movies to books good. Because sometimes they
believe
just
it.
butcher it, I think.
I just don't have the time to read. How long is a Harry Potter book? Like
Oh,
300
really
pages?
long.
Yeah, see,
Fucking
that's
long.
Or
There's
you
like
can watch the whole
800
thing in
pages.
2 hours.
Yeah.
That's so
Yeah.
crazy to
And,
me.
and they sum it up for you. So do you feel like coming on the show, you're gonna reach a whole new audience? Chicks in the office, girls.
Yeah, I have no
Yeah,
girl
yeah, no
fans.
girl
dude.
fans.
It's so uncomfortable.
No
Just
girls
a
know who you
bunch
are.
of ugly dudes coming to shows, unfortunately. No, I'm excited.
Yeah, so I see you talk about that a lot. Obviously, you have a lot of girl fans, and you say, I forgot whose show you were on, and you said like when girlfriends bring their boyfriends or husbands or whatever to the show,
Yeah.
like the girls are all perked up at first, and then like you see it switching like
Oh, yeah.
a little bit throughout the show. Does that excite you?
It's so fulfilling because I'm so grateful for the female fan base that I have. Like women 100% are who pushed me to be where I'm at right now. Like they gave me all the momentum on social media. I could never repay that. But in doing that, because a certain amount of girls were supporting me, guys instinctually just went against it.
Yeah.
Like instinctually. if my girlfriend was obsessed with another guy, I would be like, fuck this dude.
Yeah.
I wouldn't like him either,
I
you know?
won't even press play on one video.
Right.
Yeah,
It's like when
I
my dad
totally get it.
refuses to admit that Leonardo DiCaprio is really good. Like he just refuses to admit it. And it's
FaceTime your dad right now. I'll shut him down. That's insane.
It's literally insane. And he'll be like, no, Brad Pitt is where it's at. Like Brad Pitt's underrated. I'm like, nobody's calling Brad Pitt underrated. And Leonardo DiCaprio is, everybody knows, one of the best looking guys of all time.
I think your dad's just gay.
We've had some conversations about that before.
Yeah, you know.
No,
he respects.
You know, it's been with my mom for a very long time.
He respects a beautiful person.
Yes, in general.
Human.
That's good. That takes a lot of maturity to have respect.
Beauty
that.
on
taking
on
him
all
a while
sides.
to come out. You know.
No, I love it because like the women will come to the show so passionately. And by the way, this has changed a lot.
Yeah.
Up until like April of this year, it was like 90% women coming to these shows, which weren't always for the right reasons. And they got there and maybe they didn't like my comedy and they go, well, maybe I wasn't a fan for the right reason, which is fine. I appreciate the immediate support, but like I'm a comedian more than anything else. So like I'm going to do the comedy I want to do. I'm not going to pander to what girls want me to do with the fucking belt thing that went viral for no reason. So they bring their boyfriends or husbands who are always reluctant because they fucking probably bought the tickets.
Right.
They didn't want to be there. And then like 20 minutes into the show, they realize like my comedy is so much more for guys than it is girls. It's so funny.
You see
to
their
me.
shoulders like start to relax. Like
yeah.
their arms like they're drinking their drink more.
Get another drink.
My live shows, to me, I've always gone for the tone of like, I just wanted to feel like a hangout with the boys.
Right.
Like you're going to say some ridiculous shit from time to time, but I wanted to just feel like a hangout. Like it breaks my heart that so many guys just won't give me a chance because I'm like, dude, we could be best friends. Dude. You just never know. But so I love that they come to the show, and even if it's against their will, they get a chance to like actually see what else I do. And then more often than not, they'll leave the show having more fun than their girl did.
Right.
They're coming up to you. They're like, "Can I get a picture? This is for my girl, though."
Exactly. Oh no, you'll see all the time like meet and greets and stuff like that. Like a couple will do it, and then like the girl will be the only one wanting to take the picture. The guy's like, I don't want to do it. I'm like, did you have fun? He's like, yeah. And I'm like, then fucking take the picture.
Right.
They're hugging at the end.
Yeah, you don't gotta be
He's
weird
like,
about
babe,
it.
you be in the picture. I'll stand over here. It's like, no, everybody can take the picture.
No, I appreciate every dude I get. You know what I mean? Because it's like I know their intentions are nothing but purely comedy based.
Yeah.
So you mentioned, you went viral a couple of times. You really picked up steam
off
on TikTok, and you've been doing it long before that ever happened.
Yeah.
Do you feel like because of picking up all that steam on TikTok, you have maybe changed your comedy in a way to cater to that more, or do you like stick true to what you want to do and then that kind of takes off on its own?
Stuck to my guns 1,000%. Man, I feel for the people who come to these shows and they expect the show to just be crowd work, but unfortunately those are just people who have never been to a comedy show ever and they don't realize crowd work is. I do an hour to an hour and 15 worth of material every show. And then I'll do 5 to 10 minutes of crowd work sometimes. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. Just depends on the moment. And sometimes you get some good stuff. Sometimes you just talk to somebody and it goes nowhere for 10 minutes. So you get these people that come to the shows and expect a certain thing. But I've always prided myself on building my set, my jokes, and my material to be as hopefully universally funny for everybody. So like I'll come and I'll be like, listen, internally, I know what you guys want. You want to see the crowd work thing, but that's not who I am and it's not what I do entirely. So bear with me, give me a chance. Let me show you what the rest of the show is, and if you're lucky, I'll do the thing you want me to do. But don't come and expect it.
You're all in your best behavior.
Exactly.
I will make fun of all of you to your faces.
Oh yeah, but if you're the girl who comes and wants to yell out and like to get attention to be the next TikTok, it's like I'm not gonna talk to you.
Yeah.
You're not gonna be rewarded for bad behavior. I'm not a jukebox. You know what I mean? And it's always the person who wants the most attention who's probably the least interesting person you're gonna talk to.
Right.
I was gonna ask about people who like shout things out at your show on purpose and do they want you to roast them? Do they know what's coming their way? Because I feel like at a comedy show, I'm trying to hide so that the comedian doesn't see me because I don't want to be called out in any capacity.
Well, it's because you're a mature adult, and you know to go to an event and not try to make it about yourself selfishly. So it's definitely annoying, but like I said, I get it. So many people who come to my shows have never been to a comedy show before, ever. But there's still a level of respect and kind of common sense. Like you wouldn't go to Hamilton and stand up and be like, roast me. Roast me.
Look at my ass.
Shut the fuck up. Thomas Jefferson's talking right now. Besides music concerts, it's never appropriate to yell out like that in any other live performance. So I get it, but again, it's just like I got to stick to my guns, and I'm going to talk to the people I want to talk to. It's usually like the most unassuming person you would talk to. You get the best something out of. Somebody who is hiding.
Those are the biggest.
Exactly.
You can feel it.
Exactly. I'm not going to give attention to somebody who's just being so thirsty.
It's like when a
so
teacher
weird.
calls on somebody who's not raising their hand in class.
Exactly. And then he drops a bombshell of an answer, and she was like, "Oh, you were listening and not writing a manifesto." Good.
Do you have one like standout interaction that the person just absolutely shocked you with what they said?
Yeah, there was. It was like probably 3 or 4 weeks ago now. Was wild. A girl had a seizure in the front row of my show, and this was probably like 20 minutes into the show, and I had to stop everything, and I called for medical attention, like if anybody in the audience was a medic, and luckily some people were, and then like the event staff came down and were getting her checked out. And I had to leave the stage, obviously, to get told what was officially going on. And so I wasn't in the medic's way or anything. And like 8 minutes went by, and my manager came over and was like, "Hey, she wants to stay for the rest of the show." I was like, "I'll give her money back. Like, go to the hospital." She was like, "No, she said she feels fine. And if it's okay with you, she'd like to stay." I go, "Well, let me go talk to her." And I go over there. I'm like, "Hey, are you okay?" And she goes, "Yeah. Can I have a picture?" And I was like, "Are you out of your mind?"
Oh my
I
God.
know. I was
go
like,
to the hospital for more
I
than
know.
one reason.
What if the
That's
flash would have been on?
crazy.
You know what I mean? But you got to respect it. You know what I mean? Like, she
They're
seize the
dedicated.
day.
She
You know what I mean?
paid.
Seize the opportunity to get the photo.
That is insane.
But she was such a good sport the rest of the show.
Mm-hmm.
Like I did like 15 more minutes on seizure jokes. It was brutal. But
Were you nervous the rest of the show? Like, oh no, what if this happens again?
no, we've had it happen since then. We've had a seizure last week, I think it was. We had somebody overdose in the crowd in Indianapolis.
Do you have some strobe lights going in during your comedy
nothing
show?
at all. It's what was scary is because people go to such weird lengths at these shows. Like, dude, fist fights happen at these shows. Like, people do not know how to act. It's so
people really
frustrating.
actually do kind of lose their mind. I feel like comedy live events, like people either get really drunk or they just start to experiment with things.
Oh,
You're
of
like,
course.
this is a comedy show.
Of course, or especially like once I've started to talk to somebody and they feel like they should have been the person I talked to, they'll do anything to get that
little
attention.
grab.
And
So
they
we
feel
had
like
to-
they should be the comedian on
Oh
stage.
yeah. We had to like have a serious sit down and start to think about like we almost didn't even put that clip out. If she wouldn't have been totally fine,
Right.
and it was such a good sport of all the jokes we said, we would not have put it out there for the awareness because
Yeah,
it
that's
was
like
a real
follow-up.
possibility.
You're like, this, we gotta make sure that this one's okay.
But also like we were like, are people gonna start like faking things to get attention at these shows? Because I've had people come to shows wrapped in Christmas lights like to get
Oh my
attention.
God.
It is insane. Just come and watch.
Well, you're doing like massive venues now. So how does that kind of translate to the different? Because crowd work, obviously, like when you're in a small comedy club, you can literally look into everybody's face. When you're in these big venues now, how do you kind of deal with the bigger crowds and like somebody on the balcony like throwing themselves off the balcony?
It's bigger risk, bigger reward
Right.
for sure, because you have to be very cognizant of the people in the balcony, right? Because if I'm talking to somebody in the front row for 15 minutes, unless my jokes are very descriptive and just very, very funny hitting, the people in the back don't care what I'm talking about because they can't even see what's going on. So oftentimes I have to describe the situation. I have to reiterate. People love to talk shit about that. Be like, he repeats what they say to buy time. I'm like, well, A, but B, there's 3,000 people here, dude. People 8 rows behind that person didn't hear what they said at all. So it is definitely harder, but it's still something the only reason I do crowd work is because it's fun for me.
Right.
Yeah.
I feel no need to like have to fill the algorithm or appease people's need for me to don't come to the show expecting me to do anything. Just come and enjoy the show. So I think it's changed people's expectations, but they end up leaving happily.
Right. Can I ask you like a silly question but I'm always curious with comedians because it is your profession. When did you know you were funny?
Ooh,
That's a good question.
Yeah. I'd say my first time doing stand-up. I mean, I knew I was like class clown. I could make like my friends and family laugh, but I feel like everybody kind of does that, unless you're just a very introverted child, which a lot of people are. But for the most part, it's not hard to make kids laugh. You know, you shoot some milk through your nose. You know what I mean? It's not
I
that
also
hard.
feel
Make
like
a
there's
fart
a
noise.
difference between the person who's making people laugh or the kid in the group who everybody makes fun of.
And what's crazy is I was both. I was both of those people. Like bullying in high school definitely sharpened my sense of humor because it was pretty frequent, and nobody was like, wasn't shoving me in a locker or anything, but it was always a lot of jokes at my like physical expense. So rather than like be embarrassed by that and make it awkward, you would just make a joke playing into it. Be like, oh, you know, Matt's ugly. I'd be like, you know, just make an ugly face. Play into it, you know? So I forgot the question.
When did you know you were funny?
When did I know I was funny? So high school, I had an inkling that I was, or like middle school, I suppose I had like an inkling of it. But my first time doing stand-up went really well. I was very nervous, of course, and it was looking back, it's terrible. But I had fun and I had success and I got laughs, and that's what made me be like, okay, I can do this. I can at least enjoy doing it. Like, I'm not bad at this. And at the time, I had no idea how to build a set. I thought for the first like 6 months of doing comedy, I thought every show was supposed to be a new show. So every time I went to a new open mic, I would do it in a new 5 minutes. I would bust my ass on it. I didn't know about like saving jokes and working on them and stuff like that. So I think had I not had a great first experience, I probably wouldn't have tried it again.
Yeah.
As a matter of fact, my third time ever doing stand-up, I was too confident and I did an act out where I was doing like this gigantic cry. It was so similar to such a notorious Dane Cook crying bit that he has, where I did my best. It's such a funny bit.
Yeah.
This was my 15-year-old version of this, and I like ended up on the ground like, but like that was supposed to be the punchline. There has not been a moment in my life that hurt me more than getting up off the ground to silence.
Not a single little chuckle.
And to this day, I cannot overly commit to a physical bit. I'm so terrified. It hurts so bad.
I cannot.
So had that happened the first time I did stand up, I probably would have went, it's not for me. I don't know how to do it. I'm not funny.
Yeah.
Have you ever watched somebody doing stand up and go, are they ever just going to like accept that they're not funny?
I mean, yeah, but I mean, you could do that with anybody. You could do it with
anybody, any
sports players. You know what I mean? Like, I was talking to somebody about this the other day about how, you know, I would love for my kids to play sports or take up an art or something like that, and I would support them in whatever it was, unless it was like singing or something. And my kid couldn't sing, I'd be like, hey, you gotta learn how to shoot basketball.
Right. You can you can acquire, you can kind of teach yourself to be decent enough to play a sport.
Yes.
If you can't sing,
no, there's got to be a certain instinct for
you
sure.
have to have a
natural
pitch.
talent.
But here's the thing: not everybody does stand up to become this mega star. Not everybody needs. Not a lot of comics have the desire to sell out stadiums and arenas and all that kind of stuff. Some people, I know people who do stand up just to work on their self-confidence and public speaking skills. So that's why I always encourage people whenever I'll meet people who work at comedy clubs who are like, oh, I'm thinking about doing stand up. I'm like, do it. Just have fun, dude. Like, who knows what you're going to take away from this, regardless of if you're good enough to reach a certain level. Who knows what you might gain out of that experience.
I've never even thought about this, but do you think everybody has the ability to be funny?
No, absolutely not.
No,
There's so
absolutely
many.
not.
Like we said, you can teach
well.
certain things, but
you can teach somebody how to tell a joke.
Yeah, but you can't teach like
timing,
naturally being funny.
Natural comedic timing.
Yeah.
Yes.
Like, you ever hear other groups of friends, like imagine you're on like the subway or something like that, and a group of friends is like a bench down and they're laughing or something. You heard all that and you're like, this is what y'all think is
all
funny?
The time. It's so bad. And
no.
I'm like, this is so conceited of me, but I will hear other groups of friends out to dinner and I'm just like, that's what they talk about? Really? I would never hang out with them. And then I'm like, what are people thinking about me in my conversation?
That's the
I'm
flip
just such
side,
an
right?
eavesdropper too. Like I'm
I
always
listen
listening
on everybody.
Yeah, always listening.
And
You
I'm
know,
like,
it's fair
that guy
game.
thought he was funny.
Always.
I think it's fair game because
and if
it's
you're
like
talking loud enough.
Yeah.
Also,
did you see the
comedy is
screen?
subjective, right?
Yeah.
Like, comedy's not for everybody.
Yep.
Listen, there's X amount of millions of people who are I'm lucky enough to follow me on social media who do like my humor.
Yeah.
But there's plenty of people who don't think I'm funny at all. And that's cool. Nobody asked.
Yeah.
So it's fine. There's plenty of people who don't think I'm funny, plenty of people that I don't think are funny. So, I mean, who knows?
Have you had any as you've been coming up, any mentors that have helped you?
Yeah. Dane Cook and Dave Chappelle, who were my two idols growing up, have now become like very good friends of mine. They've been mentors of mine, have let me do shows with them. It's been insane. People I never thought I'd ever get a chance to meet.
Right.
Now, I have their number. It's wild.
Crazy.
It's
I
the
saw
coolest.
a clip of, I think it was Dave Chappelle talking about a Shane Gillis joke, and he was like, do the joke,
Which is
and
such an uncomfortable. He should know better than to put another comic up to do that.
But you have to respect it because it's Dave Chappelle. But you're like, if anybody else did this, so not cool.
And what a stamp of approval. If Chappelle signs off on you, it's like it's hard to argue with that.
Yeah.
And Shane Gillis is a fucking genius.
Yeah, he's so funny.
So funny, dude.
Exciting news from McDonald's. You guys know we love our McDonald's. Who doesn't? McDonald's, it just hits perfectly. Well, right now, they have 2 new sauces that are available for a limited time only. They just dropped two new sauces. The sweet and spicy jam and the mambo sauce. I have them both in my hand right now. This is super exciting. Both of them, have a little bit of a kick, obviously. Sweet and spicy jam speaks for itself. I think this is a perfect thing to go on any breakfast menu item. Maybe a McGriddle, get a little sweet and spicy jam, dip it in there, maybe dip your hash brown in there. So good. You get, obviously, the sweet with a little bit of a kick. And that's the same with the mambo sauce. The mambo sauce is honestly trying to describe the way it tastes. It's delicious, kind of like a spicy ketchup type vibe. So good. Honestly, you could put it on a burger, put it on a McChicken. You could dunk your McNuggets in this. So good. McDonald's has amazing sauces. Anytime I'm ordering McDonald's, I'm getting all the sauces, truly getting them all because I love to try a little bit with everything, love my condiments, and I will definitely be putting these two new ones in the rotation. They are available for a limited time only at participating locations, so you can get them with your next order as they're only available for a limited time only. So head to your McDonald's, find your location near you, and see if they have the amazing two new sauces. And once again, they're available for a limited time only. So now this Netflix special you have out, what went into the making of this? And I mean, Netflix obviously has quite the reach.
Of course, and that's why we chose to do it, actually, because now I'm in such a lucky position that I have such a large and passionate, supportive fan base.
Right, because you've made a bunch of specials.
Yeah, this is my third special of material, and I even did a full crowd work special as well. And those were all self-produced, self-distributed and everything, which I'm so proud of, and without my friends I never would have been able to do that. And those also helped launch the trajectory of people spreading my material. Yep. But I wanted to take this chance with Netflix because I was like, yes, I could do it on my own. I could probably even put it behind a paywall and people would support that, and I'd appreciate that. But I'd really just be getting people who already know me and already like me, versus I feel like Netflix is such a verified platform that people respect Netflix to a pretty large extent. And I feel like this gives me a sense, and this may just be a pride thing for myself, but it does give you a sense of legitimacy. And even people who don't like me and have probably never seen anything I've ever done, I feel like there's an inkling of people having to watch this. Just even if they don't think they're gonna like it, even if they hate it, they're gonna tune in to be like, I knew he was garbage or whatever. But that's fine. Still got your views. So
yeah.
I wanted a chance to reach a broader audience.
Right. Yeah, and I think
it's a global platform.
Yeah, I think anybody that also opens Netflix, when they see that main page come up, and if there is a new comedy special on there, whether you know the comic or not, you're like, oh, you're expecting it to laugh. You're like, Netflix took a chance on this person. Oh yeah, I can watch it.
Oh yeah, that's why I'm so happy for Ralph Barbosa just put a special on there. It's fucking fantastic. Yeah. He is incredibly talented and up and coming, and not a lot of people knew him. I mean, his clips also started to take off. Yeah. But I knew this put him in front of an entirely different fan base, and I'm so excited for what he's about to do next.
Do you run these specials by anybody? Like you mentioned, Dane Cook, Dave Chappelle, they've become mentors to you. Do you have them watch it at all, or keep it to yourself?
They're more on the busier side of my friendships for sure. I wouldn't ask them to go
throw them the whole link.
Yeah, but certain people like my director Eric Griffin, who's been one of my best friends for 10 years. Slept on his couch when I moved to LA. When he came on to direct this special, he came out with me for the past 2 months leading up to it. And I turned this special around very quickly. I put out my last special in February of this year. Right. But that's the privilege of stage time. It's you, as a comic, and a lot of clubs and venues don't understand this, comics need stage time. You cannot get better at stand-up without being on stage constantly. So this tour allowed me to develop a lot of material a lot faster. And about 2 months out from filming the special, so starting around late July, I brought in my director, Eric. We just started changing everything. I was telling jokes in a different order, punching them up, saying them in different tones, different inflections, just experimenting with stuff to try to make it the best it can be. Which is so funny because you film the special, and then while you work on new material, you have to use some of those jokes still just to fill the time a little bit. And now some of those jokes are so much better than they are in the special.
I worked on those ones.
I know. So now I watch the special, and I'm like, this is good, but it's better now. Yeah. So it's just a lot of experimenting and
it
trying
entices people to come to see you live. It's like, hey, I worked on it. You can come see it.
Exactly. And so many people appreciate being a part of that process. Yeah. Even now, the portion of the tour I'm on right now, I'm working on a lot of new material because when the special comes out, I want people to come see me live and not know all the jokes I just did in the special, and vice versa. So that's the most fun part, I think, is experimenting, and a lot of people can appreciate like that building process.
How do you choose what place you're going to film your special at?
I mean, it's personal preference, really. I chose Washington, D.C. just because it's my favorite city in the entire world, and the Daughters of American Revolution at Constitution Hall is such an infamous venue. Eddie Murphy did one of the most famous specials of all time there. Robin Williams did a special there. Cat Williams did Pimpin' there. So many presidents have touched the stage there. And it just looks like a coliseum. Like, it's just gorgeous. I had a chance to open up for Dane Cook there, and I think in 2019, and I just fell in love with it. So I was like, with this being a city I could potentially move to someday, I've always felt the love here. And it felt like the right place. And if I'm proud of anything with this special, is how it looks. It's shot very, very well.
We're excited to watch. I want to ask you about you've blown up so much, and you were on the Forbes list, right? And so I want to ask you how that feels. / how do you, because kind of like money is a sensitive topic, right? So when it can be when it's thrown around and people see like actual numbers, they're like, oh my God, he made how much? How do you feel that people see that and you are even on that list?
People have to bring it to my attention. Like, I know I'm being paid well, but because I'm on this tour of, I mean, I do 10 shows a week. Like, and then on my 2 days off, I'm traveling.
10 shows a week?
5 days a week, 2 shows a night.
That is insane.
For the next probably 8 months.
Wow.
Yeah. But because I'm so caught up in this rigorous tour schedule right now, and I'm taking meetings and working on a bunch of other stuff, this is probably a good problem. I've had no time to spend my money.
That's right. Saving a ton.
The only thing I've done is buy my mom a house and a car. Like, that's it.
Very
so now
nice.
she's set up. I feel like I've got my responsibilities in line. But as far as like buying myself a house or a flashy car or whatever it may be, I've had no time. Like,
how did it feel seeing your name on that list? Like, it's got to be crazy, right?
Insane. I do not deserve to be on that list. That's so crazy to me. So many people who are on that list have worked so hard and have been like such true entrepreneurs for years and years and years. And yes, I suppose self-production is a form of entrepreneurship, but I mean, I'm flattered to be in the company that I'm with. I mean, they are all so talented and work so hard to be on that list and make a lot more money than I do, rightfully so.
I did not. I mean, touring like that is crazy. What is your downtime like? You don't have any at all.
You have no downtime, none. And then you come on the podcast here to fill your downtime.
You're welcome.
Seriously, thank you. But are you like, oh my God, I'm tired of hearing myself?
All the time. But that's the best part about this process I'm in right now, is I'm trying out new stuff, because after months of doing your own material, granted you're always working on it in some form or another, you do get tired of it, of course. And that's the number one thing my team and I reinforce each other with, is like, anytime I complain about like, I don't want to do a show tonight, they're like, dude, a year ago you would have begged to do a show like this. And it's like, you're right, you're absolutely right.
A little perspective.
I asked for this. Did I bite off more than I could chew? Absolutely. But I got to commit. And you know what? When it's all done, when this tour is over and I said I completed it, I'm going to be incredibly proud of myself.
Is anything off limits for you comedy wise? Because obviously comics love to make fun of themselves. They talk about their loved ones, their families, everything. Now that you're seen everywhere, and especially on the internet, right? When your clips go viral, it's like one thing to tell a joke in front of a room of thousands of people.
Of course.
When that joke then is seen by millions of people, you're like, maybe I shouldn't have said that about has that ever crossed your mind ever?
Yeah, but
nothing's off limits.
To speak candidly, people on the internet are fucking idiots. Did I say internets? I sound like an idiot. Jesus Christ. People on the internet are morons. If you try to please the people on the internet, you will never succeed, ever. So what I go by is I try to please the people who paid money to come see me live. Those are first and foremost the people I feel like I need to appreciate and please the most. But as far as generalized comedy and content goes, I don't think there's anything you can't make a joke about. I think it all comes down to intent, right? And if I know from the bottom of my heart, every joke I've ever made, no matter how risque, how dark, at anybody's expense, it has been nothing but intended to make the world a better place, but through laughter and shine light on such a sensitive subject. It blows my mind how immature we can be sometimes as a society, that we can't talk about certain subjects. Like you're never going to heal through it. If you maintain a negative image of a certain subject, that's all it'll ever be to you. But if you can find a way to make light of it and make it not so devastating to you, why wouldn't you try to do that?
Right.
So I don't think there's anything you can't talk about as long as you know you're coming at it with the right intention. After a certain point, people's perspective of what you say and who you are is up to them. And there's nothing you can do to change that.
Yeah, I think that's a great outlook to have, especially in your profession, because I think how are you going to succeed and do your job in the best of its way if you are so scared about what everybody else thinks, especially when it comes to comedy? Like you said, you need to be able to make a joke, or else there's no job.
Of course.
Like,
and you got to stick to your guns. You know what I mean? It's like if your brand of comedy is darker and a little bit more risque and dry, like mine is, it's like, yeah, you might have people come to the shows not expect that, and they leave. They go, actually wasn't for me. But if you stay true to who you are, you're gonna find the fan base. The fans will eventually find you and be like, this is my shit. I like this.
Yeah.
And so you mentioned you have a girlfriend, and I saw that you I love the way that you talked about her, and you said that she's so supportive of you at the shows, and when people are calling out and like saying nonsense, she's like, that was so disrespectful of them. Like, you're trying to get up there and do your job.
Oh yeah.
What about making jokes about your relationship? It's newer, and her. How does she feel about that?
We haven't really gotten into it that deep. I haven't started to roast her yet. But the fact that she's British helps everything. The British love self-deprecating, dry humor. So I mean, she's always down for a good roast.
They have great sense of humor.
Oh my, it's the best. She's yet to be offended by anything I say, which is all I could ever ask for. Because the things I say on stage, if that upsets people, imagine what I say off stage. That'll be clipped out of context for sure. Can't wait.
Imagine what I'm calling her behind the scenes.
I think everybody feels that way sometimes. That they're like, if you're, that's what he says on camera. What is he saying?
Dude. If you think what I joke about now is offensive, cancel me and let me lose everything. Let me have nothing to lose. Imagine the jokes I'll tell then. It's like
almost the best spot to be in.
Rock bottom, absolutely, But I'm so lucky she's okay with everything. She loves when I roast her at home, and she roasts me right back. So I mean, that's the
best kind of a relationship.
You have to have that kind of relationship. I have dated people before where I'm like, she walks out of the bedroom for date night, I'm like, oh, that's what you wearing, and she's like, what? No, I'm fucking with you. Come on, you can compliment it all day. I can't throw some, I can't throw you a loop.
Yeah,
dating a
comedian. Need to have that.
I know, but she's such a sweetheart.
That's great.
I love that.
What's your social media time like? Do you try and stay off of it when you're touring, or how much are you consuming?
I for leisure time, I try to stay off. I mean, we have a schedule now. Like we try to post on certain platforms like 3 times a week. YouTube probably twice a week. Instagram twice a week. So we have a schedule for that kind of stuff. And then after shows, I'll go on like TikTok or check my DMs sometimes to see how people felt about the show. If they have something nice to say, maybe I'll retweet it or repost a story or something like that. But don't search your name.
I was gonna say, do you Google your name,
or worse,
do you type your name in on Twitter?
Dude, I've done it before. It's the worst possible thing. For there was an intro for this special we were gonna do, and we ended up having to cut it for time, unfortunately. And it came out really well, but there was a portion of it where I was reading mean tweets about myself, and they're like, "See if you can find something." I go, "I can try." I typed in Matt Rife. I go, "Found them immediately." The easiest things to find were people talking shit about me. So. Don't tune into it. It's hard not to. It's so hard not to. And it sucks. You can read 10 compliments about yourself, and then one person being a dick to you. Like, that hits you more than all those compliments did. It sucks the way our brains work.
If you want to find the most ruthless, you just got to type your name in on Twitter.
I know. And it's usually from somebody with a fucking anime profile picture with 3 followers tweeting it to themselves. It's like, you're such a fucking
and
loser.
also, like, doesn't that... I hate it, too, because afterwards you think, like, I just gave them the They don't know that I saw it, but I just gave them the satisfaction that their tweet actually made it to me.
Yes. Oh, absolutely.
That is the worst part.
You're like, oh.
That's why I don't respond to so many.
You tweet shit out. You don't think anybody's gonna see it, but I'm like, I fucking
hate that.
I was talking about this with my fiance the other day, where I was like, I was talking about a comment somebody made, and then I was like, wait a second. I feel like such a loser right now
having it affect
that
you.
I am talking about this out loud. Like,
imagine this person knowing that we're talking about their comment.
If they knew that I was mentioning this out loud, like, that's the worst of it.
Oh yeah, I stopped doing that with people. Anybody who's like a comic that talks shit about me or whatever. every time I'll type something out. I'll type out a response. I'll be like, I can fucking get you so good right now. And then I go, you know what? You're only mad because of the position I'm in right now.
Yeah.
And me responding to you would be the most success you have ever had. And I'm not going to give that to you.
And it's,
sorry.
It's a lot of it comes from, jealousy. You have,
I hate to look at it like that because it feels conceited to accept that people are jealous
It totally
of you,
does. But when you're doing something that like is so cool and you're good at it and the success is coming, people say, oh, that should be me, not him.
Which is so crazy because it's like nobody's forcing you to like me.
Yeah.
Nope. Just because other people like me doesn't mean you have to like me. It's so weird. But also I get it. I've been so jealous and envious of people, and now that I'm in the position I'm in right now, I feel fucking awful about feeling that way about them or saying the things I may have said about them. Like they didn't deserve that. Now that I know what I'm going through, I can only imagine what they went through. So it's so not fair to people. So I mean, listen, if you're talking shit on the internet, you've already lost at life.
Yeah.
So
do you respond to DMs?
No, I DMs. I really try to stay out of as much as possible. It's just there's a lot in there, unless it's coming like direct from like the verified thing, like it's a business thing or like a famous person. That I'm like, oh my god, like Samuel L. Jackson followed me, and I was like, what? The fuck? Yeah, so, somebody who you would never even assume has Instagram. It's like something that I'll acknowledge, but I'll try to stay out of it as much as I can. It's just I know there's a lot of positive things in there, but the negativity is just not worth it.
So let's hear your schedule, like the next. We'll wrap up in a second, but now that we know you're just nonstop everywhere, and we knew that already. But what cities are you going to be in? Do you even know the next city that you're going to?
I go to Cleveland this weekend, and the reason I know that is because it's
Ohio?
it's a comedy club that I kept on my schedule, which my agents were like, "Why are you doing clubs?" It's like, well, I need to work on new material, preferably not in front of 3,000 people.
Yeah, and I mean, hey, look, like especially, I mean, we're spoiled because we live in New York, right? So like you could walk into the Comedy Cellar any night, and who knows, like Seinfeld could walk in and do 20 minutes because he just wants to work on new stuff. So
you never
that's
know.
like the coolest thing about being at a club and having someone.
But for me, I have to work on new stuff. It's still a sold out comedy club, which is now an intimate feeling for me.
Right.
So I know we have Cleveland this weekend, and then I have a Texas run, which I'm very excited about. Texas is always a good time because they don't give a fuck. Dude. They're a great time. We're doing like Austin City Limits down there, Dallas, San Antonio. Excited about those. And then back home to Thanksgiving for LA, we're doing the Dolby Theater, which is where they host the Oscars.
Cool.
Which is also funny because it's 2 blocks from my house. I live like 1 block over from Hollywood Boulevard.
Yeah.
And I've walked by that theater a million times. Never thought I'd ever even get a chance to step inside.
Crazy.
So I'm excited for that. And then it's a lot more club dates in December. So again, work on this new show. And then I'm back here in February for 6 shows at Radio City Music Hall.
Amazing.
So excited.
That's awesome.
So
that
excited.
is awesome.
I'm hopeful.
Yeah, congratulations on
congrats
everything.
to you.
Thank you so much.
So awesome. Everybody go stream the Netflix special. It will be out. This episode will air Wednesday, so it's going to be a week from today, November 15th on Netflix. You guys know the drill.
Go watch
it on Netflix. Talk about it. Share it.
Be nice.
And send him a DM. He won't read it, but it's
if it's nice, maybe I'll read it.
Thank you so much.
Yes,
Of course,
thank you
thanks
so much
for having me.
All right, that wraps up today's episode of Chicks in the Office. Thank you guys so much for listening. Chicago, remember, bring your signs. We are so excited to come there, and we are so excited for the show. We love you guys, and we'll talk to you on Friday.